Hey guys, Juan Mazo here, and today I'd like to cover part 4 of my mini-series on working 4 hours a week as a boss in your corporate gig. Now, got just about everything automated, but now you need to start automating some of the bigger processes that you were always in charge of. Typically, you don't want to hand over keys to the kingdom to your team, not because you're afraid of losing your job, but because you're afraid they might break things by accident, right? So you keep those things a little bit guarded and closer until you see that your team has matured enough to the point where they're running autonomously. And once that team is running a lot of things autonomously for you, then you can start granting your PM, your project manager, or your operations coordinator, or your systems guy, or whatever, you can grant them access, right? And then you grant access to your most senior, lowest resource as well, and say, hey guys, between the two of you, you guys are kind of running the show, you're in charge, take some more things off my plate, right? And you can really outsource as much as you want, or you don't. You get to keep whatever you want. Basically, at this point, you go and you query your team, like, what do you guys like to do? What do you guys want to do, right? What do you guys want to grow into? And you kind of see how that aligns with what's on your plate. And if there's things that you enjoy doing, maybe you bring them on to help you do them. If there's things they enjoy doing that you don't like to do, you hand it all off and make sure that it gets delivered properly. And to be quite honest with you, with the things that I never enjoyed doing, they did a much better job because they enjoy doing it. Me, I would hit minimum requirements. Them, they would take it to the next level and really make this thing work. So my recommendation here is start outsourcing everything you can at this point. Really enable the team. At this point, a lot of people start wondering, like, well, don't you end up getting rid of yourself in a job? To be quite honest, if you can do that, that's kudos for the business. If they fire you, it's probably not like a great company to work for, to be honest. But if they can see that you can help automate a piece of a business, they should look at you and start coming and saying, like, hey, can you help us automate other portions of the business? Because to be quite honest with you, I've never been afraid of losing my job because I automated too many things, right? If my projects were still being delivered, in my opinion, that's the type of person I want to hire, right? They just automated everything. They hit all their KPIs. They're doing phenomenal, blah, 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 and you don't even know what's happening under the hood. Not your problem. If anything, what you want to do is kind of replicate that. And this is something I learned working in the financial industry is you want to empower people to be able to do everything you do. Because the moment you start delegating, like, the real power in delegation is the fact that you only have 40 hours a week. When you hire someone, you now have 80 hours a week. When you hire someone else, you now have 120 hours a week to get work done. And project managers will tell you, from a resourcing perspective, that's phenomenal. And if you really have all the amount of requirements to necessitate all those hours, then it is what it is. And you just hire people and you get them to help you move projects along, get things along. And when you're empowering the team to do things like this, you're really focusing on building them up as individuals. And in my opinion, that's the best thing. Some people say, oh, well, you're just being lazy. But from the other perspective, I'm giving people opportunities to do something that most other bosses are lacking confidence in doing because they're afraid of losing their job. Personally, never be afraid of losing your job if you're doing a great job at it. Until you stop delivering value to the business, you don't have to worry about things like that. And if the business somehow decides to get rid of you, you can probably go find another job doing the same thing that you're doing. Do it all over again. Okay guys, that's it for the video today. That wraps up part 4 of the mini-series on how to work 4 hours a week as a boss in a corporate gig. Stay tuned for the last piece next week where we're going to be discussing the last piece. Let me know if this video was useful or not in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you follow me on all the social media. Send me DMs and PMs on any questions you may have. I love answering them. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.